I'm not sure how it is for you guys all around the country, but here in Florida, we are in our dry season and we have been super dry. I can't even remember the last time we had rain, and I'm very good about tracking it. The other thing is, we're what I call cloud proof, meaning we don't even get any shade from clouds during the day, so there's no relief. The sun just beats on the lawn all day long. And I've talked about this before too. When we have these super dry days, it reveals two things. The first thing it reveals are just what we call hot spots. They're just areas of the lawn that for whatever reason, they can't withstand the heat as well as the rest of the lawn. And so you wanna go ahead and address those. I've got plenty of videos that I made that I'll link up there that teach you how to address your hot spot. For me, I've just been hand watering to try to manage through those, but I'm also adjusting my irrigation, and that's the other thing we need to think about. Hot spots aside, what happens when we have these dry periods like this is it ends up revealing holes in my irrigation system. When I say that, I mean places where I either need to unblock a head, add a head, get better coverage, whatever. And this side yard has been a constant problem for me. It's morning time right now, and the way the sun is, you probably can't tell, but this whole thing is dried out. I'll show you some video from a couple days ago where I've been, again, trying to hand water this till I could get here to the weekend where I can go ahead and address it. And if you guys remember, I made a video actually in the fall where I was going to address this spot, and I didn't. I just put a Band-Aid on it. See these areas over here? Look at them starting to brown out. Why is that? Well, what that's telling me is something's happened to the irrigation heads. They're blocked, especially right here. You can probably guess that that's where one of my irrigation heads is, but let's take a look at what's going on there. So you see this? It's really, that one's okay. It's not great. It's really this one. Can you see what's happened? The grass is taller than the head, number one, so I need to raise the whole head, but it's blocking and the grass has pretty much swallowed the head as well. So you can see here, this is the one I unblocked last year in the fall, and it's still doing fine. This one here is super old, and I don't think it rotates properly. So that one needs to be pretty much completely replaced. But the real problem is over here, because you can see this one's doing fine. It's going here, rotates back and forth, everything looks good, but it doesn't have any overlap. It's really only this side right here taking care of this. With irrigation systems, you guys know that have done it for a while, you always have overlap. So normally you'll have heads going down here that spray this way, and then you have heads on the other side that spray across this way, and you get that overlap. And that's what's missing right here, is the overlap, and that's why this section right here is drying out. As I come over here, what we have some shrub sprays. So there's one back here. So there's one right there. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna convert this one that's spraying this tree, which doesn't need it, and that, which doesn't need it. I'm gonna convert that, I'm gonna move it out there, and I'm gonna convert it to one of those rotors so it now can cover out there. And probably not the best strategy to convert a shrub head into a lawn head, but I know that people do it all the time, and that's my only choice unless I wanna start doing some major digging, which I am not up for today. Nope. Oh, there's one. That's a rainbird. That'll work. That's 1/2 inch. Also, you'll see a ton of weeds in here. I'm going to do a video on spraying weeds in beds. I got to redo these whole beds. They need to be completely re-rocked and everything. I got all kind of issues. I think I'm going to take this one right here. There it is. Oop, just pop down. And first thing I got to do is I got to move it out a little closer to the edge, because if I leave it right there, it's going to run into this tree right here, and it's going to run into that one. So I'm going to go ahead and take it and move it all the way out closer to the edge. I'm not going to put it in the lawn, but I'm going to move it out closer to the edge, and then that way it can cover. And this is really the main one that I need to be concerned with. So. Okay, well, I got it excavated. And so there you can see the old, I don't know what they call that, a spray head or whatever. But then you can see we got a 90-degree elbow and then flexible pipe. And this is how most things are done in Florida. They'll use They'll use rigid PVC for the long runs, and then when you get to a head, they always put some flexible on there so they can bend it around and move it easier. And also this helps. It's not going to happen in a shrub bed, but if you were to step on this or whatever, this gives you flexibility, whereas rigid PVC could break. So that's what that is, but this makes it easy for me because I went into my bone box. Whenever you have an irrigation system, you're going to have little pieces of everything laying around and you never want to throw them away. So I have some flexible pipe here. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this here. And I'm going to put on that splice, or I don't know what you call that, flange, splice, somebody give me the right word. Anyway, so I can move all the way down through here. Then I got my elbow right there. So it'll look like this at the end. I got my elbow right here, and you can see that's threaded. So this will go in there. I'll cement that in. And then this will, oh, wait a minute. Dang, that ain't going to work. That's a 3/4. Okay, got to go back to the bone box. I need a 90, but this needs to be a half, not a 3/4. Let's hope I have one. Yeah, that one's got threads. So it looks like apparently last time when I bought a bunch of stuff, I bought ones with threads. That's a 3/4. See, that's what I need, but that's a 3/4 thread. But see how that one's not threaded right there? That's what I need. In 1/2 inch. Hey, look at that. A little mini Venturi. A larger Venturi. I got all kinds of fun stuff in here. What's that right there? Ah, threaded again. There we go. Got it. Haha. Bone box comes in again. So there we go. 1/2 inch threads, slip connection. You do not need to use any kind of Teflon tape here because this system is not under pressure. Your valves are what open each zone, open and close each zone, so this is not under pressure constantly. The only time you need any kind of thread tape is if the system is under pressure, like in your house, your toilet or your sinks, but this is not, so no need to waste it. Okay, so we want to go out to here. All right, so there we go. There's our extension. So we started way back there, put a slip coupler on there, added a little bit more flexible pipe, and there we go. 1/2 inch connection on. Now we just got to bury it, and then we can have it squirting out there, and hopefully that'll help solve our problem. Okay, there we go. That one is good to go. Now I still got to do this one down here, but I'm going to save that for another day. So I'm not going to do any extra work unless I have to, because that little spray right there is covering that little spot right there. Again, not ideal, but it is what it is. But I think by changing that one, I think I'm going to be fine now, because I got good overlap through most of it. And then this one over here I have to change out. I'll have to go to the store and get another head, because this one's not turning at all. But that's just a simple head change out, so no big deal. There we go. Irrigation task complete.